Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the International Eurasia Press Fund EDNews-TV. I am your host, John Ayomide. Today we're going to talk about important topic. We have a special guest among us that are joining us today. His name is Henry van Rens, who is a Dutch writer and also the IEPF representative to Deutschland, Netherlands. Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Henry.
Thank you very much.
We're glad to have you today here. Of course, it's not your first time in Azerbaijan. You've come here, I think, more than 3 times to Azerbaijan. And I believe that, we've seen you as our family, especially with the family of IEPF. Here today, we have an important topic, as I said before. We're going to talk about your book, the important aspect of your book, the books you've written for the past 5 years, as you've mentioned before. And I'm going to be asking you a few questions about your book, of course. First of all, let's start with this. What inspired you, as a citizen of Netherlands? It's 5,000 kilometers, as you said, from Azerbaijan. What has inspired you to write this book?
Well, it starts before already. When I came here the first time in 2009, I didn't know anything about Azerbaijan. I didn't know anything about Karabakh, nothing at all. So I was invited by Professor Vegan Aliyev in that time for a congress. So I did. And after I do just visiting the country, going some places everywhere, going north, south, everywhere, it was for me, after I did hear about these, people who were talking about Karabakh, I didn't know anything what was going on about Karabakh, what happened before. And that it was, for me, it was very impressive to hear that the people were thinking about Karabakh in my country. They said, well, never heard about it. Where is this? Well, I said, it's in Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
Also, not heard about.
Right.
Because it is 5,500 kilometers away.
Yeah.
And the people, they are not interested. Let me say, of course, there are people in the parliament in the Netherlands, they knew about it, of course, but they never did something like recognition about, say, Khojaly.
Yeah.
They didn't have any interest in whatever happened at that moment. In the Netherlands, we have lots of Azerbaijani in the Netherlands who are living there. They are speaking there, they're doing the Dutch way of living, also stay, of course, Azerbaijani in the soul.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of them together, and they were also talking to me about, well, go there, do this, look for that. So I did. It was for me very impressive to go to Karabakh for the first time. And after that, several times more. And every time I was impressed by the people of, in this case, may I say so, enemy of Azerbaijan, Armenia,
yeah.
Also the Russian 366 regiment, also the terrorist groups who are fighting for Armenia against Azerbaijan. What do we know about this in the Netherlands? Well, Azerbaijan was always say, well, they are Muslim, they are aggressive.
Right.
I don't think we should look that way. I mean, as far as I know, the people here in Azerbaijan are not aggressive at all. And when I see and when I listen to the people who came from Karabakh, they were not aggressive. They were very friendly to me. Then not only come from Karabakh, they were also from other parts of Azerbaijan. And it was very clear to me that the aggressivity of the people who are threatening Azerbaijan, like Armenia, they were very aggressive. When I listened to the people, when they were talking about the torture, when they were talking about all kind of, say, stupid, idiot things what the Armenians were doing to the Azerbaijani, that's really important for me to write about. So that's why we're thinking, well, this is not known in my country, what happened over there, because mostly the people from the Western world, they will say, oh, Azerbaijan, they are very aggressive towards the other countries around. In this case, Armenia. But they never thought about what happening also with the deportations before. Well, 3 big deportations, and let me say the last one was because of Armenia was chasing all the Azerbaijan people back to Azerbaijan, and they were refugees and they were of course IDPs. There's a big difference. And well, when I was listening to those people, when I saw the pictures, when I was hearing the stories, it was sometimes really that for me, I have to stop sometimes because it was really too much.
Right.
So, and this important for me in that time also, okay, let the people on my side of the world hear and listen to what I have to tell them about what really was happening. Well, that's why my 5 years was working on the book, and it was for me very important to write about so that the people on my side also read what really was happening. Not only from the newspapers, not only from the media, because they are only there for praising themselves, I think.
Okay. Yeah, great. Of course, within your 5 years, I mean, within the time you've come to Azerbaijan, you know, you've met a lot of people and you've seen different kind of people, as you said before. Let's talk about your partnership with IEPF, the International Eurasia Press Fund. You know, you've met the president of the IEPF. Can you tell us about what your relationship is with IEPF? What are you guys planning to do during this period of you in Azerbaijan and with your books? How is the IEPF supporting you in this book, and Mr. Umut as well?
Yes, that was very important to me, because the first time that I did hear about IEPF was because of Mr. Umut Mirziev's daughter, Aisheva. She came in my friend's carpet shop, and of course she was talking with her father later, and a couple of days later I came to the office, which was very friendly, regarded having nice tea, talking together, and Mr. Umut was talking about, okay, he will support me with all kind of things I need for my book, and until today, everything is true. He kept his word. We are going many places. He brought me everywhere. I only have to ask something and I will get it if necessary. It is a kind of friendship which is very important to me. And also write about him and the organization of IEPF in my book, because a lot of things, what happened became of the friendship between IEPF and myself.
Talking about your friendship, and as you mentioned, you've been to several places in Azerbaijan, around Karabakh, with Mr. Umut and with the organization itself. Can you tell us a bit about your journey to these places you visit, or what kind of people you've spoken with during the period you were writing this book? Can you tell us about it, the places you visit?
Well, yes, I was talking about the people who are in the regions who was victims, who also was happily surviving the terror from Armenia and that side. It was, for me, very interesting to hear what really happened, because that what happened, we didn't saw that in our newspaper or media. Here in the places I went to Fuzuli, I went to Agdam, I went to Shusha, I went to Emirat Cemetery, you name it, all these places, and what you see in the first time, it's indescribable, because everything was destroyed, really everything. Not only the buildings, but also the people. And as like I write in my book, is there was no more life in Karabakh. Everything was dead. And for me, it is very important to go to these places. So if you write a book, you have to be also with your head. It should be in your head. You have to think about it. What shall I write about that? So you have to listen to the people. And I had the experience, not really from that, and Mr. Umut was helping me a lot with this. Not only Mr. Umut, the whole staff, the whole IEPF was helping me. I'm very appreciated for that, and it is for me very, very thankful to do this for my book. So that's why I hope that we are going more places in the future, so we can visit more things, what's going on at the moment, because the infrastructure was completely gone, and now they are rebuilding it. Fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's, for me, yes, important. Friendship, IEPF, I'm happy that I am the representative of IEPF in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
That's why I go sometimes, I go to the Dutch parliament with some people from Azerbaijan who are also, and we are trying to fight for Azerbaijan, the recognition for Khojaly, because I never believed that the Netherlands did anything about recognition for Khojaly.
Wow. Okay.
And not only Khojaly, but so many places.
Yeah.
So for me, it's important that IEPF can go on with the work, that I can go on with my work, that I can show my book for other people outside Azerbaijan, because the book will be for now in English and in, of course, my Dutch, Netherlands language, and in Azerbaijan language.
Talking about Azerbaijan language, I think you will be helped by IEPF to translate it into Azerbaijan, for the Azerbaijan audience, right?
Yes, that's right. Translation about that, and these days is easy, much more easier to explain. And also to put everything in a book, because you have a lot of media help. But also here, the people were always helping me with if I need something for my book, to provide me with all the new things I could use at the moment. But yes, it is an enormous help. So it's and I'm really happy to do it also, because it is important if the book is coming out all over in the world, that people can see what is happening. The book is a kind of compact thing, everything in once. I mean, not only the words like catastrophe. No, if you talk about Azerbaijan, you have to talk about the culture, you have to talk about the instruments, you have to talk about the horses, the carpets, all the kind of talk with the people, which is the most part of my book, talk with the people and what happened, show them what happened.
So talking about your book, today, I mean, I can have it in my hand and we can read it clearly that it says Dark Clouds of Karabakh, which is a very strong word to say. Can you tell us maybe at any point while you were writing this book, while you were researching about this book, within the 5 years period of this book, can you tell us, have you ever felt surprised about the information you found, or emotions, very deeply touched about what kind of information you found out about Karabakh during this period?
Well, yes, the first big thing for me was that I visited for the first time at Delhi. So many skeletons was, say, just dropped off the car, laying over each other. In all these years, of course, the bodies became skeletons. And talking with the people who was there at the moment when the problem and would start taking place. It is not always nice to hear really what happened from the people who were there, who were working. You cannot really say working, because they had to do it from the Armenians. Throw the bodies in a big ditch and leave it there. And when you listen to the people, sometimes it was not easy to listen. You have to be strong sometimes, but you cannot be always strong. Sometimes you have to walk away because it's going to be too much. And when it's going to be too much, you have to take some distance. Just leave it there for a day, leave it there for 2 days. Don't do anything, just listen. But sometimes it was really too much for me, and so I have to take time out.
For the last questions, it's very important for us to understand what is inside this book. As you've said, I think it's almost over 600 pages in all the languages. Talking about this book, what do you think? I mean, while you've been in Azerbaijan in English, in Dutch, which is going to be more international, right? Correct? What message do you feel that people will gain from this book? And how do you think people would understand? Do you think after you write in this book, do you think people will understand better the situation in Karabakh as well?
People will understand really what happened, because probably never so much compact written
Together,
about this book. So many things are in this book. So I only hope that the people who are reading the book do understand what really happened.
Right.
Don't see Azerbaijan as aggressive, because it wasn't. And they are talking about, in my country, about aggressive. But they do not think about what happened from 1988 to 1994.
The past time, yeah.
They do not understand anything. What they're talking about now these days, what happened, the genocide after the Karabakh had to go back to their country, to Armenia. They only see the last part. They had no idea what happened in 1988 to 1994. The murderings party, like Khojaly. And not only Khojaly, there are so many parts in Karabakh who were completely destroyed.
Yeah.
Not only the buildings, all the people. What I want that is the people in the world will see and read and see sometimes the gruesome pictures that it was not Azerbaijan who was aggressive.
Yeah.
For me, it's important when the people see that. And when I hear, of course, there will be also negative comments.
Yeah.
But the mostly, I hope, are going to be positive comments. And when I see the smile on the face, it's okay.
Great, great. I mean, we've traveled together to these places. We've seen the devastating things in Karabakh, the buildings, as you said, people that have been devastated, you know, IDPs, refugees, and a lot of problem in Karabakh. So, of course, we all hope that where people are reading this book, they will understand the true story of the Azerbaijani side, you know, not from what media is showing to the people or what people are saying in the Western world. Well, we thank you. For one more thing, when is the Azerbaijani language version of this book coming out? That's very important. I know you said that IEPF is supporting you. You are. I mean, the Dutch is already out. We can see the Dutch, but when is the Azerbaijani language of this book version coming out?
Well, that's what I hope soon, because I'm not for always in Azerbaijan. I love the country. For me, it's my second motherland. In the meantime, and the people also. I'm here until 14th of August, and I hope before it will be presented and that I can look the people in the eye and say, okay, yeah, my work is done.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Henry. Of course, we hope we will have you back again. Of course, you know, as you said, Azerbaijan is your second home. It's always for us as well. You know, everyone that comes to Azerbaijan loves Azerbaijan, of course. And hopefully we will, you know, get your Azerbaijan book ready and we can all celebrate together that your work is really done. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Also the same for me. Thank you very much, John, for the interview. And I also hope we're going to see each other more and more.
More and more and more. Thank you very much, Mr. Henry.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.